further ado, I'll give the word over to Ambassador Mrs. Banashri Bose Harrison to give you a welcome talk. Thank you.
Namaste. This has become the mission of India Unlimited and the Indian Embassy to make Namaste a word of Swedish, a word in the Swedish language. Why? Because Namaste, the true Sanskrit meaning, is I bow before you. I in myself bows before you in yourself. This is a sign of mutual respect and mutual welcome. And this is what we would like to see happening all the time between India and Sweden in every possible field: culture, business, science, research, people-to-people ties. This is what our goal is. Having a direct flight between India and Sweden, that is what all of you have to help us do by traveling frequently to India, building connections, inviting them over here as well. The last few months have been extremely positive for India-Sweden relations, which are in any case based on a very strong foundation. We had the first ever state visit from the President of India, any President of India, to visit Sweden in June 2015. And in fact, last year's India Unlimited conference was held on that occasion, and the President gave the keynote remark. We are so delighted and honored that Minister Dambari has agreed to give the keynote remark for this year, and he's amongst us. Please give him a round of applause. After the President's landmark visit, I had thought I could relax and nothing much would happen. But lo and behold, we had Prime Minister Le Pen's fantastic visit to India just over 2 months ago. Indian media was full of Sweden for the first time that I have seen it in my 37 years of diplomacy. 37 pages of media coverage I compiled in about 2 days. This is the kind of energy and mutual awareness that we need to make this relationship reach the potential that it is capable of. This is what some of your business leaders think about Make in India. This is what Scania's CEO feels about India. Don't believe me, believe a CEO of your own company. Same thing, Volvo, one of your leading companies, so gung-ho about India, seeing it as the great base for the time to come, as a great base not just for making for the Indian market, but for making for the world market, and innovating in India for sending perhaps to other countries, not just in the region, but elsewhere. They are talking about making India the hub for certain types of their production. This is the kind of focus that has been missing in the Swedish companies which have been present in India, but India has been just one of the markets. As we were just discussing, China, many people know about, and often India used to be the place where you stopped in en route to China. This, I think, it's time to change today. Saab, one of the companies which has been present in India, participating in our security system, is not just a matter of selling Gripen. It's a matter of their contribution to India's security. I don't know how many of you know that our entire maritime boundary, the electronic surveillance is being done by Saab. They don't talk about it, so I have to talk about it. IKEA, the latest entrance into India, but they have been the latest entrance only in terms of being able to open a retail store, because we had to first reach a political consensus about it. But their presence in India, we heard in the morning, has been for decades. They have been there for at least 15 years in the field of skill formation and sourcing. So if the CEOs of your leading companies which are supporting this platform of India Unlimited are so positive about India, and the political leadership is so very welcoming of closer relation, who can stop the bright future for India-Sweden relation? The launch of the Sweden-India Business Leaders Roundtable, very appropriately on February 14, 2016. It was perhaps a case of something beyond just business connection, a connection of the heart that has been established. But it is not just the big companies which need to connect. Again, this is a realization that I think is shared by companies in Sweden as well as in India, that it's not just enough for the top 10 to connect and have this business roundtable. They will act as the driving force to draw the medium-sized and small-sized countries into this wonderful relationship. And they are the ones who are best placed to do it. And that is when the India-Sweden relationship perhaps can reach its real potential, the goal for which was set when our two prime ministers met in February, and the name and the title which was given to the joint statement that was issued after much midnight oil burning in both foreign offices. This was the name: New Momentum, Higher Ambition. And that ambition requires the engagement of each and every one of us at whatever level we are. The government, yes, it's already there. Businesses, yes, the big businesses, yes, is already there. But at a broader level, the awareness of India in Sweden and of Sweden in India still needs lifting, which is why India Unlimited is a platform that has been created to work in both directions. We bring Indian media here. It doesn't matter if your media doesn't cover, but what happens here will be covered in Indian media, and we hope that this will lead to connections and outcomes which no one would be able to ignore. Thank you all for being here for this conference, which has the theme of making and innovating in a new India. And we really cannot visualize a partner better placed and more trustworthy than Sweden in this goal. Thank you very much. And I would now like to invite the leader of the CII delegation, Dr. Modi, to give his remarks to set the ball rolling.